front lawn. Me and my only one. Suck it up and spit it back. Follow your road so you know. Where's the problem? Oh no, oh no. Tough shtick. Follow your road so you know. I feel it coming. Oh no, oh no.
Howdy y'all, it's me. I'm back with some hopefully decent audio, but probably poor lighting as I am in a shaded area because I am very pale, so not about to be out in the sun. I love doing the look at me, I'm an influencer, I'm gonna create a false sense of productivity, but all I did was go to the coffee shop and get a bagel or, you know, ship my Depop order. Y'all are unemployed, I'm unemployed, I get it, but you're not fooling me. You didn't accomplish anything really by getting a coffee, even if it looks like, you know, the plot moved forward, it really didn't. I'm trying to think of somewhere else I can go or something that I can do to try to make this a more dynamic video and not solely my video diary of Job Situation Part 10. But anyway, to catch you up back to speed, last Saturday, it's about a week ago now, the last day at the French restaurant. It went fine. Of course, the last half hour was weirdly and uncomfortably busy. It was a nice send-off. But everyone there was so nice about it. They got me a cake, which I was like, if I could cry right then, I would have, because anytime people are nice to me, I'm just, I'm befuddled because I'm like, guys, stop. Don't be nice to me. I'm a war criminal. You've got the wrong guy. Everyone was very nice. The owner even said, you know, don't go, or that I'd be welcome back. So that was nice of him. And I told them all, like, guys, this was 20 minutes closer. There's no way I would have quit. I would have stayed. You know, it was a challenge, but it wasn't unbearable. This past week, I've been living that neat life, but I try to just keep moving, ideally, and like I said, move the plot forward. I check Indeed. I wake up, I check Indeed. This past week I was reminded of Indeed anxiety of once you apply for something and you're waiting to hear back, just totally not knowing. And like I said, I had applied at 2 places, never heard a thing. So when I apply for my 3rd job, I'm expecting nothing. Though I'd like to think, at least if you're on Indeed.com, there's somewhat of a log being built rather than email that's just purely an empty void. So I applied for another job, probably Monday. Ruined Tuesday for me because I'm waiting to hear back, and I feel like if I don't hear back the next day, the answer is no, or we found someone else. By the time I check it on Wednesday, it says this listing has expired, so I said whatever. But really, it's hard because Indeed is filled with a lot of like spam or just fake jobs, and I'm just like so very selective and waiting for something new. But lo and behold, yesterday, Thursday, I get a message from a cafe owner, surprise, surprise, saying that position that they had been filled, but am I interested in doing any food prep? I'm more interested in just trying to move things along as fast as possible. Since I have anxiety, like, let's just get this done. Let's cut to the chase and, you know, do what we need to do here. So I said to her, hey, I am available tomorrow or Monday. Hey, so we're back. It's the next day. I was never able to resume filming last night for reasons unknown. I will resume, but if you're wondering, does my hair look different? Yeah, maybe. I guess I would just say I bleach my hair, do something to my hair daily, the same as brushing my teeth. Today I finally think I'm most unhappy with the results today, unfortunately, but don't even look at it, just ignore it. And it looks especially weird right now because I damaged it enough today that I'm not going to curl it. So, back on track. I thought, let me try to set up this interview as quickly as possible. So I told the owner I can show up tomorrow or Monday, and she said I will be at my second newly opened location tomorrow if you want to come. So I said sure, went there. It's kind of funny, it's in a repurposed like factory area, and I had just come from working in a repurposed furniture store building that had a fire in it. Coincidental, kind of funny. And I've run into this before, that just because someone is a manager or even a business owner, it doesn't mean they're set up correctly in the best way to interview someone. Because when I sat down with this woman, she chatted and chatted and talked for half an hour about, and mentioned and went through many things that were, in my opinion, completely unnecessary. Like, bless your heart if you want to talk about every single item that is sold there and how your competitors don't want to come together as a team, and what dress code is, and where we buy gluten-free flour, and all these little oddities. It's just so irrelevant. But it was one of those, I guess it's easier on me to show up at an interview, and at this point my resume is stacked. It is completely stacked, that if you looked at it you'd think, wow, this person must be pretty great. And you know, I would be if I didn't have any level of brain damage. I'd be great, and I'd be shooting much higher than this place anyway, but here I am. It was easy on me in that it was one of the interviews of, it wasn't a question of should I hire you, it was I am more than qualified, you're hired, let me tell you a bit about it, I guess, and not ask many questions. I mean, at one point I felt so bad, I'm like, I don't want to sit here silently the whole time. I'm trying to interject a little bit. And at one point I'm just like, why am I here? Like, why is this going on so long? But two things happened in the middle of the interview that really dismayed me. One was, she said, oh, well, you know, if you have any questions or anything, just send me a message, let me know. I'm always online. And I'm just thinking, like, why wouldn't I ask you right now? And I did at the end of the interview. I said, do you have a few minutes? I have, you know, always ask questions at the end of the interviews. And also the biggest hang up here is she mentioned the pay was what I would describe as abysmal in this day and age. I'm not going to say, you know, it's tacky to talk about money, as I always say, but what she was offering was so low. I haven't made that kind of money in, like, I don't know, 10 years, 8 years, something like that. Like, you could walk into, you know, a Starbucks or Target or Walmart, the gas station maybe, and get paid more than this. It was so extremely low, like lower than I didn't think it was going to be like amazing, but way lower than I even anticipated. So at that point I'm really thinking, like, I don't want this. And something I did once recently, and it's finally, you know, just resonated with me after all these years, that I need to just shoot my shot when I have absolutely nothing to lose. If I had realized that in the past, it would have saved me many, many years of delusion. So I tried to just think of a polite way to say, like, that's not much money, fam. So at the end I said, I know this is part-time, but how firm are you on that hourly rate. And she just said, I'm firm, but, you know, there's raises in the future, which for me as an employee, that doesn't really help me much, because it's like, well, when is the raise? Is it $1 in 6 months? Even still, like, I don't know. Is it $1? Is it $5 in a month? Like, I don't know, but this wage is so low that it's going to take me so long to catch up to the base that I want, to let alone something decent. So I really don't know. I actually had seen the listing for this job back in the spring when I used to toy with the idea of first having a second job before I left my current job. So maybe that could be why she's been looking for a very long time. And this woman seemingly has her adult daughter preparing food for this cafe 7 days a week. So she must just be content with that continuing. I understand it's part-time, but yeah, I was just really surprised, because it felt like an amount that someone might take if it was their third job, or if they lived in the apartment upstairs and they could just come downstairs and start making this amount. But something new I tried in continuing of shooting my shot. I figured, what's the point in waiting? So I responded to her the next day, today, and said, I'm interested. I think I'd be a great fit. I have experience. I know food safety. She brought that up. But this paraphrasing here, the offer's too low. But if you could raise it, I'll continue the conversation. And she responded right away, actually, and said, what were you looking for? And I told her, and I had to tell her an amount that would, like, make it worth me even driving there, or an amount that I wasn't going to be, like, completely unhappy with and feel stupid for showing up at. You gotta shoot high, guys. Shoot as high as you can. And what do I have to lose? Absolutely nothing. So I told her. She didn't respond for like an hour then, which I thought either she's thinking about it and trying to, find the money for me, or she's laughing at me. And then she finally responded and said, no, I can't pay you that. So we tried. I would have loved to come on here and said, wow, only 1 week of having no job and I'm back in the game. I would have loved to, text all my friends and say, I got a new job. Hope is not lost. But here I am. Better than nothing, though. Good to have an interview, because if I was going to continue, like, getting absolutely no response from people, that's unfortunate. But yeah, where will I apply next? I don't know. At the end of this month, the last 2 weeks, I will be staying in my hometown once again. So I'm toying with the idea of saying to my old job, hey guys, I'm 20 minutes away. You need anybody to mop the floors, I didn't get to mention, even as I was trying to learn more things there, I was like slowly trying to teach myself how to do food expo there, which I was doing, a little bit, because at some point all of some of the workers either went to college or left like me. The spot was empty, so that's when I jump in. I start, torching the creme brulee and the French onion soup. And I was even hopping on dishwasher because it was the dishwasher that quit as well. That I've done before, though, at a professional level, obviously. I was even hopping in on doing that because I'm like, we all want these dishes to be done. So until someone shows up tonight to fill this position, I'm just going to start working. Not really sure how to end this now, because normally I end with some other clip of me doing something, but the only other thing I did today was put toner on my hair, and I don't know if that clip is worth including right now. Not very exciting. Yeah, I put toner on my hair. I didn't need to do that, as the internet taught me, because it wasn't light enough. And then I left it on too long, and my hair turned this very funny grayish brown. So I then put clarifying shampoo on it to try to get rid of some of that. Now it's just, I don't know, it's okay. It looks sort of blonde, but it's like too dark. It's not bright and nice and yellow like it was yesterday. So the saga continues with that. The saga continues with me looking for employment. If this keeps up here for a while, hopefully I can just think of things to go and do myself and take myself on a date, I guess, and film something. So thanks for watching.